and who you'd like the question.
Okay, this is for Dave Penrosky, and my name is Ken Giesrecht. I'm the husband of a woman who's in the Terrace Beautification Society, and one of her major projects recently has been to try to do something with that corner lot that's across from the Inn of the West, and it's a former Esso gas station. And we've been running into, you know, I'm not really a member, but because she is, you know, kind of pulls you into. But one of the major stumbling blocks on that whole project, and people are wondering why it goes so slowly, is that Esso is really insistent on the Beautification Society writing a letter lobbying our Minister of the Environment to reduce environmental standards to the point where these gas stations can just pull out, sell the land, and not remediate. And we've been getting some help from council in trying to pen this letter that actually will lobby on behalf of these oil companies. Do you have a plan that doesn't lobby for the oil companies to still see something happen there?
Well, that's a good question, and I don't want to ruin the Beautification Society's announcement about that particular piece of property, because there's some exciting news coming about that. And I was involved in helping them to formulate a lease agreement on the property, and I'm proud to be involved with the Beautification Society on that level. And they asked me to prepare a letter that talked about the fact that Esso, you know, their hands are tied, because they are. And I'm not saying that they should walk away and not clean up the property where we're sitting, and why a piece of property like that Esso lot next to the Royal Bank has sat vacant for, what has it been, 15 years? A long time. A chain link fence around it, it looks terrible. Their hands are tied. There are processes right now that make it absolutely impossible, based on land values and Terrace, for them to have possibly any reason to clean it up. So we need to lobby the provincial government to help do that, and I'm prepared to step up and make that happen. I've been doing it for the past year.
Yes, we're mentioning oil companies again and their responsibility. This is a prime example of Shell. I had to put a sign up on my property to support Janino to get money back from Shell so he could live in Terrace. I mean, Shell and all the other oil companies, if they're going to drill up in the northern headwaters here, what are they going to leave us when they finish, if they walk out the door? This is a very good example. In our communities right now, we've got all these vacant pieces of property that's got chain link fence around them, and if that's what they're going to do up north here, then that is a very good example of how they're going to operate in the north here. So let's make sure we put a stop to them and have a very good look at any development before we even consider it. Thank you.
So we have three others that'd like to rebut.
I'd just like to make a couple of comments. What Shell is asking from the Beautification Society is, Esso, pardon me, is a blank statement saying that they shouldn't be held to that level of standard, regardless of how badly the site is damaged. It's absolutely unconscionable to even consider writing a letter, let alone signing it. If I'm re-elected, that's not going to pass council, and it shouldn't. And I don't think anybody in the community would be willing to accept that.
First of all, lots of applause for beautification and their initiative. We have several abandoned gas station properties that all require remediation. They're not moving because, as Dave mentioned, the price of land. As a council, we've taken that to the Minister of Environment. It's really a provincial issue to force or find ways of creating incentives to get these properties cleaned up. It's hard for the City of Terrace to do it, aside from supporting the efforts that beautification are doing. But it's certainly a priority. If you look at our downtown plan that we had great public participation in, it's labeled in spades that these are issues that we need to be dealing with.
Sure, just to follow up, it's important that you know I'm not supporting that Esso be able to walk away from that mess, and I think I said that earlier. It is important, though, for us to continue to lobby hard, and I've been in touch with Scott Bailey. He's the manager of brownfield sites in British Columbia. We've had a good discussion. We have an opportunity actually to have a workshop in Terrace. He's looking at bringing that forward, hopefully in the next month or two, to talk about that issue and to find out how we go about easing off on the requirements that the provincial government currently has in place in terms of how we remediate the property. There are other methods to remediate contaminated land. I think we just need to look at what options are available, and because again of the land values in Terrace, we need to have alternate methods and ways for us to clean up the site correctly, have the companies clean up the site correctly, so that we can add construction to our downtown, add jobs, add tax revenue, and make our downtown more vibrant.
Thank you very much.